Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
An episode of This Is Your FBI, sponsored by the Equitable Life Assurance Society of America, as it was broadcast over ABC 71 years ago, December 21st, 1951. It's entitled The Innocent Santa Claus. And we thank you for tuning in on this Wednesday, and you know what that means. This is the 21st day of December, the 355th day of the year, 10 days until we get to 2023. Arthur Wynn's Word Cross, published in the New York World on this date in 1913, the first crossword puzzle. The film Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs premiered on this date in 1937. Apollo 8, crewed by Frank Borman, Jim Lovell, and William Anders, launched from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida in 1968. A bomb exploded on board Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland on this date in 1988, killing 270 people.
There was a terrible explosion and the whole sky lit up and it was virtually raining fire. You know, it was just like liquid fire.
Now, back in 2003, Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi accepted responsibility for the Lockerbie bombing and paid compensation to the families of the victims, although he maintained he had never given the order for the attack. And in 2020, 2 years ago today, a great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn occurred, with the two planets separated in the sky by 1/10 of a degree, the closest conjunction between the two planets since 1623. Passing away on this date in history, writer F. Scott Fitzgerald and sports journalist Dick Schaap. Born on this date in history, ventriloquist Paul Winchell, Frank Zappa, the Beach Boys' Carl Wilson, the fine singer Betty Wright, cleanup woman, Florence Griffin Joyner, Olympic gold medalist, and for turning 87 today is Phil Donahue. 85 years for Jane Fonda. Carla Thomas, gee whiz, look at his eyes. Carla Thomas, 80 years old today. Samuel L. Jackson is 74. From the group Sweeney Todd, Nick Gilder, big hit with Hot Child in the City on a solo basis. Nick Gilder, 71 today. Tennis's Chris Everett is 68. Country singer Leroy Parnell, 66. Ray Romano from Everybody Loves Raymond and the Ice Age series, 65 years of age. Actor-comedian Andy Dick is 57. From JAG, Kerry Turner is 56. From 24 and Designated Survivor, Kiefer Sutherland, 56. Designated Survivor got a raw deal. It was a much better show than people ever had a chance to enjoy. From The Walking Dead, Stephen Yeun is 39. From Last Man Standing, Caitlin Dever is 26. And from the Netflix series Outer Banks, Madeline Klein is 25. Those just a few of the people celebrating the 21st day of December as their birthday. And if this happens to be your birthday...
Hi, we're the four freshmen, and we just want to say, Happy birthday to you!
And from 71 years ago, December 21st, 1951, this is your FBI, the Innocent Santa Claus. Thank you so much for tuning into this Wednesday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, right here on your favorite radio station.
And here's the Cinnamon Bear.
The oldest known children's Christmas cereal in radio history, the Cinnamon Bear, featuring some of the most popular actors in radio history, including Elliot Lewis, Joseph Kearns, Verna Felton, Lou Merrill, Frank Nelson, Howard McNear, and child actress Barbara Jean Wong. 85 years later, this series of Judy and Jimmy traveling to Maybeland to recover their silver star still fascinates youngsters of all ages. Now we're offering the entire 26-episode series of The Cinnamon Bear via download for a Buy Me a Coffee donation of $10 or more at classicradio.stream. Support Classic Radio Theater and have The Cinnamon Bear for your family to enjoy for years to come. Go to classicradio.stream and donate $10 or more, and I'll send you a link for immediate download. classicradio.stream. Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox here on your favorite station. Quick note, you've heard me mention in some messages here on the program that if you want to get the complete run of the Cinnamon Bear, you can go to our webpage, classicradio.stream, and for a $10 donation to help keep our distribution channels open, you can get it. Just go to classicradio.stream, and you'll get the link to download all 26 episodes of the Cinnamon Bear. I've done some restoration on them. They sound really good. That is at classicradio.stream. First post there is the Buy Me a Coffee link, and then click on the Extras tab, and there you are. Get yourself some Cinnamon Bear for your youngsters to enjoy, or your grandkids, or maybe your great-grandkids this holiday season. Alrighty, now, an episode of the official broadcast of the FBI. J. Edgar Hoover really liked this show. It was on ABC, December 21st, 1951, the Christmas episode of This Is Your FBI and the Innocent Santa Claus.
The Equitable Life Assurance Society presents This Is Your FBI. This is Your FBI, the official broadcast from the files of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Presented transcribed as a public service by the Equitable Life Assurance Society of the United States and the Equitable Society's representative in your community. Tonight, the subject of our FBI file, armed robbery. Its title, The Innocent Santa Claus.
Nearly all criminals are emotionally childish, undependable, and unscrupulous. Some, like the characters you'll meet in tonight's dramatization from FBI Files, are more vicious than others. But make no mistake about it. The dashing and charming Robin Hood types are few and far between. Criminals taint with unhappiness the lives of all those with whom they come in contact. The little niceties of life, the decent, courteous kindnesses, the Christmas spirit itself that make up normal people's lives are completely foreign to the vast majority of them. Whatever they do is for themselves alone. One of your FBI's major purposes in bringing you these programs is to present the underworld as it really is, without glamour, without sentimentality. Tonight's FBI file opens in a cheap hotel room in the downtown district of a large eastern city. A 12-year-old girl is alone in the room. She walks to a full-length mirror on the wall and sings a song. When she finishes, she bows to the mirror.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind applause. That was a great act, but we've got a long show. So let's meet a star who needs no introduction.
Wait a minute.
I didn't hear you come in.
Honey, you ought to know better than to try to bring on a star that way.
Oh, but I was just trying to have a...
What theater were you playing?
The one I'm named after.
All right. You're on the stage at the Roxy. A sensational flash act has just finished.
Mm-hmm.
Now your star's on next. So you want to give her a bill, huh?
But, Daddy, you always say, and now a star who needs no introduction.
I know I do. But then I introduce them.
Oh.
And I tell a couple of jokes. Like, as I was coming in the stage door tonight, a bum came up and asked me for $2 for a cup of coffee. And I said, $2 for a cup of coffee? Why, you can get one for a nickel. And he shrugged his shoulder and says, well, can I help it if I'm a big tipper? Now you got the audience going, see? So you slug him again.
Mm-hmm.
You say, that bum is sure crazy. I met him yesterday, too, and he asked me for $8 for a piece of pie. And I said, $8 for a piece of pie? Why, man, you can get one for a dime. And he shrugged and says, mister, do I tell you where to eat? Now they're warmed up, see? And you bring on your star. You get it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, say, anybody call me?
Oh, Pete Morrow.
Pete Morrow, what do you want?
I don't know. I got the message at the desk.
Hey, maybe he's got some action.
Gee, Daddy, you think so?
Well, he's my agent, Eddie. He wouldn't call to find out how I was. Hey, maybe they need some next to closing insurance at the palace. Can be anything.
Wow-wee!
Well, come on. Hit me with a good luck kiss and I'll go see him. Hi, Pete. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Fred.
I just got your message, and let me tell you, brother, I am ready. I got 2 new routines, and I got a kid writing me a parody on Melancholy Baby. Wait till I give you the opening. I come out in a broken-down suit, see?
Hey, Fred, I didn't call you for a theater job.
Oh, well, that's okay. I do just as good in nightclubs. I'll just move the song up.
Wait a minute, Fred. This ain't a nightclub job either. A guy uptown called me this morning, and he's having a Christmas party for some kids at his house tonight. He wants a guy to play Santa Claus.
And you called me for that?
That's it.
Now, look, Pete. I know vaudeville's dead, but there's still a lot of places where I can
There's $25 in it.
Well, look, I give my dresser more than that.
Fred, look, I better level with you. Vaudeville ain't dead, but you are. I couldn't book you in a charity bazaar.
You couldn't book Abraham Lincoln at a patriotic rally.
You want the job or not?
No.
Okay, then I'll get somebody else.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, Fred. By the way, how's your kid these days?
Great.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. She eating good?
Well, sure. I got to cut her down. She's getting a little heavy. Well, she's even...
Yeah? Even what?
Okay. I'll do it.
Your Santa Claus outfit's right there in that box. A car will pick you up in front of your hotel at 7. Now, you be ready.
Daddy, how'd you make out?
Wait till I get rid of this box. Oh. Now I'll take that hug.
Oh, Daddy, what happened?
Well, Pete Morrow told me Oscar Hammerstein says he positively can't do his next show without me. And so that put Pete in the spot.
Why?
Well, Max Gordon's got a script. And he told Pete if I don't do it, he'll never hire another actor from him. And...
Oh, the spaghetti!
Oh.
Ouch!
Oh. Did you burn yourself?
I'm sorry. I didn't keep watching and the water all boiled out and the spaghetti's ruined.
So what?
That was our last can.
Look, you're going down to the grill and eat steak.
But they said at the desk, no more signing.
I'm paying them cash. Now, go ahead. Go.
Aren't you eating with me?
No, honey.
Where are you going?
Well, you see, Oscar Hammerstein is crazy to have me in the show he's doing, but the Angels don't know me. So Oscar asked me if I'd do him a favor and audition.
Oh.
Well, you never saw a guy so sorry in your life, asking me to audition. But I told him I don't mind. I knew the spot he's in.
Can I go?
Oh, no, not tonight, honey. Now hit me with a good luck kiss and run down and have your dinner. That's it. Now, go ahead.
But, Daddy, I always thought when they did a show, they hired the actors before they bought the costumes.
Well, they do.
Then how come Mr. Hammerstein had your costume already?
What?
On that box, it says Santa Claus costume, size 42.
Oh, that. Well, you see, after the audition, I'm going to play a benefit.
Daddy?
Okay. I never could con you. You want to know what a big star your old man is? I'm playing Santa Claus at a kid's party uptown.
You're playing Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Daddy, that's great. Santa Claus is the biggest star in town right now. Who's bigger?
Well...
Hope, Crosby, the Lone Ranger? They're nothing at Christmas time. Santa Claus and his reindeer are headliners.
Maybe you're right.
Of course I am. It's perfect casting. They finally got a star playing a star's part. Don't you understand?
Yeah, I understand. Thanks, honey. Hey, you waiting for me?
You Fred Harper?
Yeah.
All right, get in.
Okay. Hey, who's throwing this party?
Mr. Caldwell.
You his chauffeur?
Uh-huh.
Say, look, I never worked a thing like this before. You mind if I try a couple of gags on you?
Go ahead.
Well, I figure I'll walk out and say, I know Santa Claus is supposed to come in through the door, but them chimney sweeps have got a real strong union. Nothing, huh? Yeah, maybe it's a little too fast. How about this? I'd have been here sooner except for one of my reindeer. He showed up late because he went to the movies. It seems he wanted to see the picture because he read the book. Say, pal, was your mother frightened by Ned Sparks? You know, it ain't against the law to laugh in this city.
Uh-huh.
What are we doing down here by the river?
You, see that sign?
Which one?
No!
The following day, on a street corner near the local FBI field office, Special Agent Jim Taylor meets Police Detective Mike Wolf.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, hello, Jim. I just coming up to see you.
Oh, what about?
A jewel theft last night.
Where?
Uptown. The home of some people named Caldwell.
Huh? What's our jurisdiction?
Interstate transportation. These Caldwells live in a big house on the Heights just off the approach to the Huntington Bridge. You know where the Cloverleaf turn begins.
Yeah.
Well, they were having a Christmas party last night for their children and some neighborhood kids. Mr. Caldwell went all out and hired an actor to play Santa Claus. Santa Claus stuck up the place.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Tied up the children, the Caldwells, and their help, and then he emptied Mrs. Caldwell's jewel case.
Hold it, Mike. The light's against it. How much did Santa grab at the party?
About $15,000 worth of jewelry and $300 in cash.
Oh, that's quite a haul.
After he left, one of the parents wiggled over to a window and saw him drive across the bridge.
How'd they know it was a thief's car?
Oh, it had a broken taillight, so they could follow it all the way. The alarm's already gone out on the car.
Come on, I'm going. Mike, any prints found around the place?
I haven't been up there yet, but I doubt we'll come across any. Part of the Santa Claus outfit was a pair of rubber gloves.
Oh, I see.
Well, we won't need the prints for identification, though. We know who Santa Claus was.
How?
Mr. Caldwell told me he was hired through a theatrical agent named Pete Morrow. I contacted Morrow and learned that he sent an actor named Fred Harper.
Find out where he lives?
Yeah, the hotel vending. I called there, but his room didn't answer.
You interviewed the victims yet?
No, I was going to do that now.
Okay. I'll go over to Harper's hotel.
What do you want, Mac?
Hello there. I'm Special Agent Taylor of the FBI. Here are my credentials.
What can I do for you?
Will you please ring Mr. Fred Harper's room?
He's not in. His little girl's been looking for him, too. Seems he didn't get home last night.
Oh, you know Harper?
Very well. I was once his straight man. Is he in trouble?
Yes, he seems to be.
Mr. Perry, have you heard from my daddy yet?
No, I haven't, Roxy. Mr. Taylor, this is Harper's daughter, Roxy. Mr. Taylor's from the FBI.
Hello there.
Do you know where my daddy is?
No, I don't.
Can you help me find him? I mean, please.
We'll do our best, Roxy. Did you see your father last night?
Yes, sir. He was going to play a party as Santa Claus.
Were you here when he left?
Yes. A man called for him.
You see this man?
Only from the window. He was in a big car. Daddy got in and went with him.
What kind of a car was it?
I don't know.
Or was it a sedan, a convertible?
A sedan.
What color?
I couldn't tell. But I do remember one thing. One of the lights in back was broken.
Oh?
Mr. Taylor, why are you asking me all these questions?
Well, Roxy, somebody came to that party wearing a Santa Claus outfit and held up the people.
A real hold-up? Yes. With a gun?
That's right.
Not Daddy. He couldn't do anything like that. He's not a crook.
Mr. Taylor, phone call for you.
Oh, thanks.
Please believe me, Mr. Taylor.
I'll be right back, Roxy.
You can take it on that phone.
Fine, thanks. Hello.
Hey, Jim. This is Mike Wolf.
Yeah, Mike.
Fred Harper's been picked up.
Oh, where?
Near the approach to the Huntington Bridge. And 2 of the stolen pieces of jewelry were found in his pocket.
Oh, what a setup. From December 21st, 1951, this is your FBI here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We'll conclude the show in our next half hour. But first, I want to let you know that on many of these stations coming up over the weekend, we will have our Christmas on the Radio show. And among the shows you'll hear an episode of Gunsmoke, Have Gun Will Travel, CBS Radio Workshop, the last Jack Benny radio show that was broadcast a special, a 1-hour show, December 2nd, 1956. We'll spend an hour with Bob Hope. We'll also have an hour of the Edgar Bergen Charlie McCarthy show with all of the usual suspects, plus Edgar Bergen's daughter, Candy. You know, Candace Bergen, you've heard of her. Also, an episode of Grand Central Station Mason Adams stars in Miracle for Christmas. Arthur Lake and Penny Singleton in an episode of Blondie. We'll have an hour with Fred Allen and the Texaco Workshop Players presenting Santa Claus's sit-down strike. The great Lights Out episode, Uninhabited, going back to 1937. An episode of Dragnet and the Big Little Jesus. And we will, of course, have A Christmas Carol starring Sir Laurence Olivier. And these all on many of these radio stations. Keep your ear here, and they'll be talking about it, I'm sure. Well, we are going to have the news from 71 years ago today, following these bottom-of-the-hour messages. I'm Wyatt Cox, and thank you for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, a special Wednesday presentation here on your favorite radio station. Thank you so much for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on this Wednesday here on your favorite station. We're listening to an episode of This Is Your FBI, as it was originally broadcast on Friday, December 21st, 1951. In the newspapers of that Friday, 71 years ago, these were some of the headlines. The Christmas time drama that brought joy into countless American households and heartbreak to many others virtually ended yesterday as the Pentagon sifted the last few names on the communist list of American prisoners of war in Korea. Late yesterday, officials said about 200 special problems, mostly cases of confused identity, remain to be clarified on the enemy's original list of 3,196 names. The Chinese Communists sent Christmas presents and holiday greetings across the battle lines to United Nations troops yesterday, but the gesture of propaganda that more than of peace. Christmas stockings made of cheesecloth delivered by frightened North Korean civilians contained imitation ivory cigarette holders, Christmas cards, communist leaflets, and Muslim handkerchiefs bordered with this message: withdraw all foreign troops from Korea, leave Korea to the Koreans, demand peace, stop the war, it's no disgrace to quit fighting in this unpleasant war. From the Chinese People's Volunteers, Korea, 1951. The Reds drumming up fresh propaganda controversy over the stalled prisoner exchange question yesterday, while rival negotiators sought a new approach to the old problem of supervising a Korean armistice. The Reds hinted they might consider a compromise on supervision, but the price looked high to Allied negotiators and was rejected. However, United Nations and Communist staff officers scheduled a meeting in Panmunjom after working on a set of rules for policing the truce. A tiny blonde who found happiness in a secret marriage after her first husband was reported killed in Korea met her new mother-in-law with a smile yesterday, choking back knowledge that her first husband may still be alive. Torn between hope that Sergeant Walter Dixon, her first husband, is alive in a communist prison camp and the knowledge that her brief but happy marriage to Private First Class William Sasser, 22, may be wrecked, Agnes Dixon Sasser fought back tears. Driving in a cold, foggy rain, she snuggled close to Sasser, and they decided to go through with plans for a happy family reunion at his LaGrange, North Carolina home, Christmas Eve. Federal Mediators Chief Cyrus S. Ching huddled in Washington with top steel officials and union officials yesterday in an apparently foredoomed attempt to head off a New Year's Day steel strike. He had reported no progress. The government fears the effect a strike would have on the mobilization effort, the union demanding an 18.5-cent hourly wage boost. Subdued and apparently remorseful 15-year-old Roberta McCauley of Nahant and Eileen Jeffrey, 17, and Madeline Curry, 16, both of Lynn, will appear Wednesday in court at Lynn, Massachusetts. The three-girl babysitters charged with stealing $18,000 at the Nahant, Massachusetts home of Dr. Albert Kovner while Roberta was supposed to be minding the baby. They had been held 2 months in New York City. Dr. Kovner committed suicide after the theft. One Ohio newspaperman having his troubles during the otherwise festive holiday season. Bert A. Teeters, managing editor of the Springfield, Ohio News and Springfield Sun, wrote a letter to a Columbus newspaper friends wishing them a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And he added, just to let you know how well off you are, here are things happening to me since last Saturday. 1. Eyeglass frame cracked and cold. New glasses. 2. Partial plate cracked. New plate. 3. Wife put all of my white shirts, underwear, handkerchiefs, etc. in washer. When she wasn't looking, youngster stuffed in her blue slacks. Now I have blue shirts, blue handkerchiefs, etc. 4th. Washer broke down this morning. 5th. Youngster going to hospital this morning for tonsil operation tomorrow. 6th. Mother-in-law coming Thursday for indefinite stay. 7th. Drop bottle of Christmas cheer. It broke. And 8th. Have up to this moment bought no Christmas presents. Some of the day's top news stories from Friday, December 21st, 1951. On your radio, this is your FBI and the Innocent Santa Claus. And that will continue in just a few moments on this Wednesday edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox here on your favorite radio station. On Thursday's Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, Marie Wilson, My Friend Irma. That's going to make our friend Jimmy in Boston happy. From 75 years ago, December 22nd, 1947, it's Christmas Eve, and Irma's going to have to spend it alone because none of her friends are going to be able to be with her. That's coming up on tomorrow's Classic Radio Theater. But now the conclusion of This Is Your FBI. 71 years ago, December 21st, 1957, The Innocent Santa Claus.
And now back to the FBI file, The Innocent Santa Claus.
We referred previously to the selfishness and callousness of the criminal mind. During the Christmas season, when the vast majority of us are in a genial, relaxed mood, the underworld does not hesitate even at this season to strike often and hard. There's no off-season in crime. Being off guard is not safe at any time. The men of your FBI are convinced that it is high time to stop romanticizing gangsters and hoodlums. FBI agents who come in contact with the underworld daily know it for what it is. Ruthless around the calendar, with no days off for good behavior. Tonight's FBI file continues in the hospital ward at the city jail. Special Agent Jim Taylor is interviewing Fred Harper.
Mr. Harper, you insist that Mr. Caldwell's chauffeur knocked you out last night?
Don't these lumps on my noggin prove it?
But Mr. Caldwell says he has no chauffeur and never sent a car for you.
Well, whoever the guy was, he belted me out.
And that's all you can tell me.
Mr. Taylor, do I look like a guy who'd stick up a kid's party?
Well, unfortunately, looks don't mean a thing.
But I've never been picked up even for jaywalking. The only record I got is in the back issues of Variety.
Are you sure you can't remember anything about this man?
Well, he's a tough audience.
What do you mean?
I told him 2 jokes. Both bops. He never even cracked a smile. Look, my agent can prove they sent a car for me. Pete Morrow in the Central Building.
Yes, I know. Detective Wolf spoke to him. He claims he gave you the Santa Claus outfit and Caldwell's address, and you were supposed to get there by yourself.
Well, he's a liar.
Well, his word is better than yours right now.
Why?
He didn't turn up with any of the stolen jewelry on him.
But I'm being framed.
No, you're not. This case won't be closed till we find the rest of that jewelry.
Albert, don't hold out on me.
I ain't.
Is this all the stuff you grabbed last night?
Except for the 2 hunks I stuck in Harper's pocket.
Well, the papers made it a much bigger job.
Oh, the papers. They got Illinois as a 7-point favorite in the Rose Bowl. Can you bet them?
Not me, no.
Well, the same with stick-ups. I once heisted a joint, got 200 clams. Papers come out and say I grabbed 8,000. This is the age we live in, kid. Now, we're going to get the fence this, huh?
Well, I'm not going to tell you that.
Well, why not?
Well, because the next time we do a job, you might take the loot straight to him.
Well, I wouldn't do that.
Well, let's leave it this way. You don't mind, do you?
I suppose I do.
Well, it won't make any difference.
All right, then I don't mind.
Fine. You call me tomorrow, and I'll tell you how much we're cutting up.
Daddy.
Hi, honey.
I got so scared last night when you didn't come home.
Well, keep being scared. We're still in a jackpot.
Mr. Taylor told me he was coming to see you. Didn't you tell him you had nothing to do with it?
Mm-hmm. But I'm still here.
Oh, they'll let you go.
Oh, sure. When they take this turban off my noggin, they'll move me down to a regular cell downstairs. Great guy you got for an old man.
I know you didn't steal anything.
Thanks, honey. Oh, hand me that bottle of pills. My head starts coming off if I get up.
Here.
And a little water, honey. Thanks.
What kind of pills are those?
I don't know. Well, here goes. Oh, they taste like chopped up theater tickets. Nothing, huh?
I just don't feel like laughing. Daddy, will you be out Friday?
I doubt it. Why?
I promised my teacher.
Promised her what?
Well, the school Christmas play is Friday. I told her you'd be there.
Oh, that's fine. But I'm such a hit here, I think they'll hold me over.
But I told my teacher what a sensational Santa Claus you do. Daddy, we've got to figure some way to get you out by Friday.
Well, if you got an idea, cut me in for half.
Isn't there anything we can do?
Sure. Just keep hoping, honey.
Mike, I got a report from our lab on that jewelry.
Oh, what's the word, Jim?
They found a single latent fingerprint on one of the bracelets.
We've got Fred Harper's prints right here.
Oh, yeah, I've already checked. It's not one of his.
Well, that doesn't prove he's innocent.
I can't help feeling he is, though.
You believe the story about the mysterious stranger posing as Caldwell's chauffeur?
Yeah, I do. Harper's little girl told me about the taillight on that car being broken. There's no way she could have known that if she wasn't telling the truth.
Yeah, pardon me.
Sure, Mike.
Wolf speaking.
This is Captain Gordon, State Police. We've got that car you set out the alarm on.
Where?
One of my men just found it where Highway 81 hits the turnpike. I'll see that nobody touches it.
Thanks, Captain. Come on, Jim. Car's been found.
Yeah, that's the car, all right, Mike.
Mm-hmm. There's the broken taillight.
Well, let's see what's inside it. Mike, look here on the back seat.
Huh?
Santa Claus outfit. The pants, shirt. Hood, there's the whiskers on the floor.
Any labels?
I'll take a look. Yeah. Yale Costume Company, but that's no help. Harper's agent admits running this suit.
Well, suppose we go through the trunk.
Oh, wait a minute. I'll look up front first, Mike.
Right. Police went over everything in the car for prints. It was clean.
Yeah, let's take a look in here. Well, these glove compartments are like the clocks. They never work. There's road maps, instruction books, baseball scorecard. Mike, rubber gloves. Let's head back to town and get these to the lab.
Good. How come they let you out?
Mr. Taylor here can tell you.
Oh, Taylor?
Yes, I'm a special agent of the FBI. I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may.
Sure, anything. Sit down.
Thanks. Now, Mr. Morrow, you told Detective Wolf you made no arrangements to have Harper picked up the other night.
Yeah, that's right.
We found that car yesterday.
The one he used in the stick-up?
Well, the one that was used, but not by Harper. We also found the gloves that were part of the hold-up man's costume.
Oh, so?
So our laboratory got a full set of prints off the inside of those gloves. One of them matches a print we got from a piece of jewelry we found in Harper's pocket.
Well, what's that all got to do with me?
Well, the prints belong to somebody named Al Bedford.
Huh? Who?
Mr. Taylor, I told you what to expect. This guy wouldn't give you the right time in Elgin, Illinois.
Mr. Morrow, you know Al Bedford.
Well, is he an actor?
He's a professional criminal.
Well, then how would I know him?
His record shows you once gave him a character reference when he put in for a parole.
What's his name? Al what?
Al Bedford.
You better be nice to him, Pete. Maybe he'll give you the job booking talent on those prison shows.
Say, I don't know what either one of you guys are talking about.
Oh, hi, Mike.
We caught Al Bedford. I just got a full confession from him. Mr. Morrow here was his partner.
That's a lie.
Hey, Mr. Taylor. That clears me now, huh?
Yes, it does.
Then I'd better call my kid and find out if there's still time to do that Santa Claus bit.
All right. Mike here can drop Murrow off at the city jail. I'll go with you.
The auditorium's down this way, Mr. Taylor.
Yeah, it's a pretty big school.
Mm-hmm. Got the biggest stage of any school in town. That's why Roxy goes here.
No.
I think she's majoring in proscenium arches. What time you got?
It's 4:15.
Hope we're not late. Hey, you want in on a secret?
What?
I'm scared.
Scared of what?
Walking out on that stage in front of 2,000 kids.
Oh, you've been on plenty of stages.
Yeah, but what do you do with Santa Claus? You can't get hokey. You gotta play him straight. Oh, I guess this is the stage door. I saw 4 kids walk in here wearing halos. Oh, they've started.
Yeah.
Guess they got tired waiting. Can't blame them.
You see a little girl around in here?
No. Look.
And what?
The old man in the Santa Claus costume over there. No. Come on.
Hey, where you going?
I've been canceled.
Daddy. Daddy.
Honey.
You made it, Daddy. You made it.
Yeah, look, honey. Mr. Taylor and I are going out front now and catch the show.
Out front?
Well, we don't want to hang around backstage here and get in everybody's way.
But you're Santa Claus. We can't do the show without you.
Now, baby, don't let me down easy. There's Sam Whiskers sitting over there on the trunk.
Oh, that's the janitor. He was standing in for you till you got here.
Well, why don't you let him do it?
He's got no Santa Claus material. Daddy, you promised me.
Yeah, but suppose I lay an egg.
You? Oh, Daddy, you're teasing me.
Okay, I'll do it.
I think I'll go out front to watch this.
All right, and thanks again, Mr. Taylor.
You're very welcome.
And Merry Christmas.
And the same to both of you.
Oh, let's make it bigger. Let's make it Merry Christmas to everybody.
And heaven and nature sing, and heaven.
And now we bring you a message from the book of Luke in the New Testament. A message shared with you by FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover, every special agent and employee of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. A message also shared with you by every officer and employee of the Equitable Life Assurance Society of the United States. A message which comes, too, from those who bring you this weekly program. A message written in simple words. Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men.
The incidents used in tonight's Equitable Life Assurance Society's broadcast are adapted from the files of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. However, all names used are fictitious, and any similarity thereof to the names of places or persons, living or dead, is accidental. Tonight, the music was composed and conducted by Frederick Steiner. The author was Jerry D. Lewis. Your narrator was William Woodson, and Special Agent Taylor was played by Stacey Harris. Others in the cast were Anthony Barrett, Walter Catlett, J.C. Flippen, Tony Hughes, Bill Johnstone, and Ann Whitfield. This is Your FBI is a Jerry Devine production. This is Larry Keating wishing you a Merry, Merry Christmas from the Equitable Life Assurance Society of the United States and the Equitable Society's representative in your community, and inviting you to tune in again next week at this same time to This is Your FBI.
And there you have it, December 21st, 1951. This is Your FBI here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit our webpage, classicradio.stream. There you can stream our shows on demand, learn about building a classic radio collection of your own. You can also find our social media links. You can contact me. You can buy me a coffee, and if you want to throw $10 at our Buy Me a Coffee, and you'll find that special link in our webpage. As you click on the Buy Me a Coffee link, you'll find extras. And under the extras, you can get yourself a complete collection of the Cinnamon Bear, immediate download available, nice, refreshed, and ready for you to enjoy and share with your kids and grandkids. That's all at classicradio.stream, classicradio.stream. Hope you'll also thank this station and support their advertisers. It's their kindness and courtesy that allow us to be with you. Each and every Wednesday we roll around here on your favorite station. Don't forget our friend Ted over at RadioMemories.com, who has a complete set of programs of all stripes available for you on cassette, CD, or on flash drive for your computer. That's RadioMemories.com. Thanks for joining us. Have a great Wednesday. And, of course, as always, tell your friends of great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.